Hi, I'm Gabi, and welcome to Gabbing with Gabi. In this series, we sit down with fellow artists who've brought their knowledge and talent to the world via the internet. It's a chance for them to put down their brushes, step away from their easels, and to talk about themselves. And it's also a great chance for all of us to get to know them a little bit better. And today, we're going to go a little bit of a different direction. We're meeting with somebody who hasn't quite gotten into his YouTube/online career. However, he's been making a splash on Facebook and on social media, getting to know other artists. And I was honored to get to meet him in this process. And his name is Dillon. Dillon, please introduce yourself.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Dillon Lorditch, Denver, Pennsylvania. Happy to be here, Gabi. Appreciate you having me on your show. Keep watching all the interviews. It's awesome. I'm honored to be here. So fire away.
Awesome. Okay, so Dillon, what do you paint with?
I paint with oils strictly. That's my only thing I do right now, doing landscapes. That's the only thing I've ventured into so far. I don't know what else I could do yet, but that's where I'm at right now, and that's what I'm focused on.
One place to start, right?
That's it, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so when did you start painting?
I started January 6th of this year. My wife got me a Bob Ross master set for Christmas. Didn't come until January 3rd. So January 6th, I opened it up and did my first painting. And there it was. It started right then and there. Been addicted ever since.
And what motivated her to get you that?
Because I literally watched it every day since like October, and I told her I wanted to do it, and that was like the last piece that I needed to get started. I was, accumulating all this, how much you need to get, started, easels and banner and buck, just all the paint and everything, So I just took my time, didn't want to, spend hundreds of dollars right at once, so get a few things here or there for a couple of days, accumulating stuff I need. But yeah, that's where it started. Got that as my last piece, and that was it. The rest is history.
Awesome. And how many pieces have you done since you started, do you think?
Actually, I just finished my 24th. So it's obviously not a lot, but, I feel it's all right for being just 4 months in. So keep filling myself at a good pace, try to do a couple a week, get some practice nights in, and practice is key. Got to have some practice nights, work on the things that you don't feel comfortable with. And then just let it paint, go, the better chance to just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And who did you sort of learn from?
That's a good question. As many as possible. I started watching Bob, of course. Started watching Bill Alexander in there too, because I found out I did my whole research, and of course watched Bill. And then when I came on, started on the internet and going to these Facebook sites, Jeff from Jeff Oil Paintings, he was literally one of the first people that I talked to, and been a huge person in my life so far, huge mentor, huge help. And I started watching you. It's everybody, literally not just one person, everybody does everything unique and differently. So it's cool to see what everyone else is doing, and try to figure out your own little thing. So a little bit of everybody,
Yeah, awesome. Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Well, I don't know. I guess Bob himself, Jeff, because I said I've known him for a while now, and he does amazing work. So, he, it shows you what is possible from starting from nothing, putting in the hard work, you can make it pretty far, make it, practice and, but mainly Bob, I guess, because that's when I first started watching, and he literally explain things where I kind of understood them, so it kind of that's what inspired me to get going, because I kind of felt like I knew the gist of what he was trying to do. It kind of made sense to me for the first time in my life with art, because I knew nothing art related my whole life. I can't even draw a stick figure, so I was like, I've always shunned away from it because I thought I sucked. I couldn't do it. I can't draw or anything, so I guess that's where it would start from. But I did nothing art, watched nobody until October of last year. Just one night randomly in the morning, started watching Bob, and then opened up a whole can of worms.
Yeah. Any particular reason that you started watching Bob Ross?
No, actually, we were me and the wife were out one night. We had no kids, and we came back, and it was late in the morning, however you want to look at it. And we were getting ready to go to bed, and just put the TV on, and Bob Ross channel was on, and she's like, "Are you really watching this?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Look at this shit, And she's like, "Oh yeah, whatever." So I just kept watching it, and things just kept making more sense. And I was like, "I really want to do this. I think I can do it." She goes, wife's like, you ain't gonna be able to do that. You can't even draw. I said, yeah, I know, but something makes sense about it. And I mean, like, I really need to try it because I felt like I could do it. So I gave it a whirl. And here we are. Well,
Awesome. That's awesome. And has she painted with you at all?
no, she has not. She actually paints with acrylics a little bit, but I'm never allowed to watch what she's doing. She can draw. She likes drawing weird, cool little stuff like cats in like suits and party cats and just just random things. She's actually really good at gnomes and stuff for Christmas decorations and stuff like that. She paints with acrylics but no, she hasn't ventured with me out here yet. So maybe one of these days, hopefully. That's actually another reason why I started, because she painted and I kind of wanted something to do with her. And it kind of just took off on its own little thing here. So, but hopefully one day.
Yeah. Well, she might sit down and paint with you, and then she'll be like, "Get out of the chair! I'm painting now," and take over your oil painting.
I hope so. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you have any classical artists that you like?
Actually, not really in particular. I mean, I love looking at paintings, and I would love to go to museums. I'm a history nerd. I love anything history, so art related, it doesn't matter. I mean, some of the stuff that they were able to paint back, Leonardo da Vinci, like you were talking about, the Sistine Chapel, all that's, I mean, that's ridiculous. I can't even imagine painting something like that. Like how long does that take to get to that skill level? I don't even know how it's possible, really. It's really crazy. So I mean, anyone that did anything amazing like that is good in my book. But I don't really have a technical personal favorite. They're all unique in their own way. So I just enjoy looking at it all. Everything's different. So you can learn something different from each thing you look at. You can take something out of each piece you look at and say, oh, how did they do this? And try it out and see what happens.
So you've never painted with anything else? Have you ever painted nothing else ever?
I mean, bathroom walls, kitchen, that's about
rollers.
It. And in high school, that was, other than art class, but no, since I'll be 40 in August. So I graduated 2001. So that would have been the last time that I tried to do anything art related, I would say. I mean, I messed around with some picture frames and stuff. I used to help my one friend restore picture frames, from reclaimed barn wood and stuff. So I'd help sand down and paint them and stain them for and stuff like that. But other than that, no, never really sitting down and painting type of thing. No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other hobbies outside of painting?
Well, actually, yeah. I used to be a pretty good pool shot. I used to shoot a lot of pool league. The day I turned 21. I was at the bar every night shooting pool. I got into pool leagues. But once I had kids, pool league kind of stopped. Obviously going to the bar stopped. So like I can get off work. I work second shift, so there's not really much you can do when you get off work at 9 o'clock at night. But those days are over with, and I needed a hobby to do at home. Something I could de-stress from work, something else to do, while everyone's in bed, because I usually don't paint until everyone goes to sleep. I won't do it on their time, do it on my own time, sacrifice my own sleep, to have a hobby, because otherwise I wouldn't have much hobby. Hobbies are the kids and work, how it is.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do for work?
I'm actually a chef. Almost 14 years I've been a chef there.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome. Do you ever get any?
What's that? Sorry.
You ever get any really bad burns working in the kitchen?
Of course. Almost every day. Doesn't stop. I don't cut myself very often. When I do cut myself. I might nick here or there, but every once in a while you get a good one down to the bone. You got to duct tape it for a little while, and you're going to get
it.
Happens.
Oh, the hazards of working in a kitchen.
Yeah, it happens. It's mainly rushing around. Constantly a rush. It's a hectic place. Once anyone ever worked in the restaurant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially back in the kitchen. It's constant. Prep knives. I have a knife in my hand half the day. So odds of cutting yourself are pretty high when you carry a knife around with you all day long, pretty much.
For sure. Let's see. So when you started painting, how long before you started kind of joining some of these social media sites and networking with people?
Actually right away. I painted that on a Wednesday night with my son, and the next day I kind of went on and just typed in, Bob Ross, and then, like pages came up, and so I started joining them and looking at some. But yeah, it didn't take long until I started joining other pages, and then people say, oh, this group here is pretty cool, check that out, and just kind of kept branching from there. But yeah, pretty much right away.
And why?
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do. I just wanted to see, how big it was. I didn't realize how big of a thing this was. I really had no idea. I didn't know that there was still teachers, and I knew nothing about that. I guess I knew nothing art related until January this year. So everything to me is brand new, and that was another brand. I never knew any of these groups existed. How big this whole Bob Ross culture was. I had no idea. You knew it from TV and you knew it back then, but I still didn't realize how big it was today. That was pretty cool to see. And it's amazing. It really is.
I think that's fascinating. I never thought about joining any of those groups until after I was on YouTube. And so when I hear about these people that go that direction, I'm like, I never thought about that. So it's just
I didn't really think it. I just did it. I just went on Facebook one day and just typed in Bob Ross, and some of these groups came up. I'm like, all right, so joined up and just kept looking for more and more and more. And I had no expectations doing this, so I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just looking at something, checking it out and see what was going on. Like I said, I had no idea about the whole thing, and just kind of looking for some more info where you can go for classes or to learn more. That's pretty much all I wanted to do was learn. It's when you first start, that's the biggest thing is getting better, and practicing. And so I was mainly looking where you can take classes at, and then that's eventually when I went to the Bob Ross website and found they have the list of CRIs in your area, in each state. Found one, I did my research and found one that was like a half an hour away from me, and one of the best decisions I ever made. Free summer arts in Mount Gretna. Patricia Reichenbach, she's amazing. Took 2 intro to Bob Ross classes there, and it's awesome. Best decision I ever made.
Awesome. So, and you felt like you learned a lot doing a hands-on class?
Oh, absolutely. I could watch a video online about something 100 times, but you could sit here with me and show me right away, and I'll get it right away. I can't do things online like tutorials and stuff. I can't, for some reason, I'm better hands-on and being in there with the person, Like I could pick up on it a lot faster rather than watching something, because, you could be holding your brush or something one way and you really can't see it on the computer, but in person, like, oh no, tilt it up a little bit, or do the, come to the side, just little stuff like that you can't really pick up on when you're watching something online or trying to teach somebody online, so the whole in-person experience to me is a lot better. That's the way I can learn faster. It's simple.
Yeah, absolutely. And I noticed that too. It's like, okay, they're doing this, but how do you actually do that? And so I think that's a really, really valid point.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because they might say, oh, well, you got to hold the brush sideways. Okay, but there's still more to it than that. The angles of it, tilt it up, tilt it down, and you really, unless you really know what you're doing, which obviously you don't, or you wouldn't be taking classes in the first place, So, but yeah, so being a hands-on thing was very crucial to me, because like I said, I really felt strongly about it, and I wanted to learn. I really want to learn. I've been jealous of my sister my whole life, buying her paint stuff, for Christmas or birthday, my whole life. And, I've always wanted to do some paint and stuff. And so it's great that it's finally happening, so it's taking full advantage of it, I'm almost 40 now, so something I wish I'd have been doing for the last 20 years.
What do you think your future as an artist looks like?
That is a good question. I don't know. I had zero expectations going in, and I'm just focused on learning, and that's pretty much my number one priority right now. I mean, would it be nice to eventually be selling a lot of paintings and maybe have a studio or something? Absolutely. I ain't going to say it won't. Anything to get me out of the kitchen would be nice, but the kitchen is my life, of course. That's my first love, and that's what I do like to do. I really love to cook. I've just been doing it a long time, and it'd be nice for a little change, but just roll with the wind and see where it takes me. No goal in mind, really. That's it.
Do you think that you'll paint for a long time?
Oh, absolutely. I'm hooked. There's no doubt about it. I love it. It's so much fun. Just any little thing I try. I just love it. It's all I talk. Everyone gets mad at me because it's the way all I talk about now. So that's all I got to talk about. Oh, like, yeah, I'm passionate about it. Oh, I get that. But so yeah, it's just gotta Keep at it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's cool though. It's all for good. It's all for fun. Nothing bad about it. But
Yeah, that's funny. Let's see. When you first started, what was easy for you?
uh, actually, well, water I think was very easy. Um, Nothing really in particular. I still think I struggle with everything, even though I know I've come a long way. But when I first started, I'd say I kind of had the gist of how mountains were, and I kind of understood bushes a little bit. Those are like my first two things that I really concentrated on wanting to get better at. When I seen these mountains paint, that's what I wanted to do. Like I just felt like that's what I wanted to paint. I loved seeing those mountains, and I loved it. So I was like my main focus was trying to do them, and then of course bushes too. Like I felt like I really liked to look at them and paint them. I thought they looked really neat and they could really be really fun. And so that's what I really put my main focus into right away, was practicing those things. And I really did focus on that the first few weeks, practicing mountains and practicing bushes on sheets of freezer paper. I mean, day after day after day, night after night, thousands of bushes. It's the way to go. That's how it started. So I wouldn't say it was easy, but anytime you work at something for a long time, it gets a little easier each time you do it. So it's definitely
Mhm.
not easy. There's nothing easy
Yeah.
about it. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
But to say something was
Was there
very
anything
easy is, I would say, a lie. But
Yeah. Was there anything that was really difficult for you?
yeah, I had that. That script liner was a son of a gun. Uh, I had a hell of a time with that one for a while. I still do. That just controlling the paint. When I first, my first few painting, so that was a very important thing. Getting your getting the thin paint each layer you put on. That whole aspect of it. That was a little difficult at first. Knowing how much liquid white to put on. And I did that pretty good right away too. You can almost tell when you to do it that's too wet. I just had a kind of a good feel for how much to go on. So I never really had a big problem with the amount of liquid white on or anything like that. It was putting the rest of the paint on the mountains or the underpaints and stuff like that. Everything was getting really thick. So that was one of my big problem areas that I really put a lot of work into not doing. But yeah, like I said, you just got to practice it and eventually you'll get better at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Is there anything that you want to learn that you haven't really mastered yet?
I haven't mastered anything. I don't know if you really do master anything. You might be more comfortable with things. I want to do everything. There's really not one thing I haven't. I just took so many things I haven't done. I really haven't done waterfalls too much or like river rapid type things. I've only scratched the surface. In 4 months, there's only so much you can do in 4 months. But I'd like to dabble with everything. I really not want to do one thing. I kind of want to expand my horizons and see what I can. So this is all new to me. So like, I don't know what else I can. I don't know what else I can do. I don't know if I'm good at this or yet. I don't know. So I'm just gonna wing it and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
I could be good at doing them. I don't know. We'll find out. I've
Yeah.
done 3 seascapes. I was always terrified to do one of them until I finally went over to my CRI's studio one day and she showed me how to do them. And they weren't as bad as I thought. I've only
Mhm.
done 3 of them now, but people really liked them and they want me to do a couple more of them. So I need to get back into doing them. But yeah, there's possibilities are endless of what you can paint, so it's just see
Mhm.
what you can do. There's no other way to do it than try it. So,
Mhm. It's all a matter of having the time to do it,
oh,
really.
absolutely. Yeah. The time is the most crucial thing. You got to sacrifice one thing to do something else,
Mhm.
you only have so much time in a night, and wear yourself down. I might beat myself up a little too much, sacrificing a little too much sleep, but you got to take a day break here or there.
Mhm.
But, you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. What advice do you have for anybody who's just getting started?
oh man, advice. There's a lot. Keep practicing. Don't get discouraged. You're gonna suck. It's gonna be tough. Absolutely. I had a very open mind when I first started. I figured you're gonna suck. There's no way you're gonna be able to do anything for a good year or so, or 100 some paintings in. I knew it was going to take a long time. My biggest thing is practice, 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 practice. Bob literally repeats that in almost every episode. There ain't nothing
Mhm.
special to this, but out with doing bushes or doing it, anything. I would sit there and just put on freezer paper. anything I wanted to practice, clouds or bushes or trees or whatever, practice.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
that's it. Simple as that, and just do it and let it go,
Mhm.
let it loose, have fun, try it out. You know.
I know that Bob, the point of it was to have, these episodes with stuff, but really it would have been great if Bob would have done practice episodes so that
Oh,
people could
absolutely.
get an
Show you
idea of
how. Yes. Oh, yeah. I 100% agree. That'd be
yeah.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. I would be interested to see how he practiced. You know, he
Mhm.
mentions filling up a canvas full of mountains, scraping it off, and doing it again. So he gives you a little insight of
Yeah.
what to do, and but other than that, yeah, that would have been nice to have a here's what you can do to practice this. That'd be really cool for it to have happen. But now you got all these people with these tutorials and stuff showing you
Mhm.
ways to do some things. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
practice,
Absolutely.
practice, practice. It's just there's no other way, no other advice.
Yeah.
Practice. That's it.
What do you
Yeah.
wish you had known when you first started?
I wish I had known. Well, everything, but I knew nothing, so I nothing really. I was satisfied with where I was. I knew I just wanted something to do, and I wanted to have fun with it, and I had no expectations, so there was really nothing. Wish I knew anything then, because I still don't know much. So nothing's really much changed in my mindset from day one to now, other than just be a little more comfortable with what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So, do you sell any of your work?
I have sold a couple, just a couple friends I went to school with, someone at work wanted a piece. I actually had another girl I went to school with. She hit me up the other day for one of my recent pieces. She said she wanted it and wanted me to paint a seascape. So I've sold a few, but that wasn't something that was on my mind right, for now. I didn't expect to sell anything until, at least 100 some paintings in. So anything now is just a bonus to me. If I paint something somebody likes, and
Mhm.
gladly take it, but I'd rather
Mhm.
be sell something to you down the road when I get a little more time in and get a little better. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's to sell something now is just phenomenal. I never had that feeling before. Anyone who's sold a piece of art knows exactly what I'm talking about, and so that was cool. The first person that said, "Yeah, I like that. I want to buy that." I'm like, "Really? You want to buy this?" So that's awesome, cool. So that was really
Mhm.
cool. That was a feeling you can't replace.
Someday you will realize that there's people that have pictures that you've painted and they're hanging in their
Oh,
house. So,
absolutely. Yeah, it's cool. Well, as soon as I won, one girl that bought one of my pieces, she sent me a picture of it hanging on her wall. So like that was really cool
yeah.
seeing that. I'm like, awesome. They're gonna walk past that and it's gonna be hanging there for a long time. So that was definitely really neat.
Yeah.
That was definitely really cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
don't be surprised if you sell pieces to people and they come back and they decide that they want another one from you because that happens a lot too.
That'd be cool. That'd be great. I'd be honored.
Mhm.
That'd be awesome. And she definitely
Yeah.
said she definitely wants more. She likes supporting, local businesses and local artists and stuff. So she definitely said she wanted to get some more down the line. So I said, awesome. That's great. Anytime
Yeah.
you see something, just let me know. It's simple as
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
do you choose what you're going to paint?
Um, Good question. Just whatever I'm in the mood for, really. What I've been trying to do, since I'm still learning, and I've only done 24 paintings. I've been doing a couple Bob paintings. Just to get some more techniques down, trying to do some stuff I haven't done, and then I'll go do my own thing for a few paintings. And then go back to doing some Bob paintings for a little bit, and just kind of what I'm ever in the mood for. When they say that, there's so much I've learned already. They say paint when you're in a mood. I know it. I know what they're saying now. And you don't feel like you're going to paint something, don't paint it. Moods definitely affect what you're able to do, and whatever you're in the mood for, do it. If you feel like you
Mhm.
want a big mountain, paint a big ass mountain. If you want to paint a seascape, paint a seascape. Don't
Mhm.
say you want to paint something, then do something else. You're going to wish you wanted to paint the other thing because it's all you're going to be thinking about. So whatever's on your mind, just go ahead and do. That's the way I've
Mhm.
been
Yeah. And do you have a game plan before you start, or do you kind of just
doing it. No, like I said, I never know when I'm going to be able to paint. So a day I might be like, I'm gonna try to paint tonight. Like I said, I work till 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:15, sometimes 9:30. So by the time I get home and get kids to bed and everything, and the wife goes to bed, and it could be later on at night or it could be a little earlier. So I just play it by ear, and if I get a chance to go paint, then I'll go paint, and whatever the first thing comes to my mind, that's usually what I do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are your plans for improving as an artist? Do you have any plans?
Just keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep
Mhm.
painting. One big thing is, perspective and sizes of things, uh, transitions from mountains to mid-ground to foreground. I mean, every little aspect you need to work on. Even the fine, smaller things that you wouldn't think of. I try to work on every little aspect. There's no one big thing. Is just keep painting. Things will come how things look using your pressure. Just from painting and painting and painting, you'll pick up on a lot of things that you'll feel more comfortable with going down the line. So that's pretty
Mhm.
much it. I don't want to change anything up. I don't want to overwhelm my head and my brain and try to have too much information at once. Just keep going with the pace I'm going. Continue having fun. That's the most important part, is having fun.
Yeah.
I was a little too hard on myself there for a while, and I felt I need to loosen up and not take it so seriously,
Yeah.
and have a little more fun with it. And so that's really what
Mhm.
I've been focused on, and just having
Mhm.
fun. Like I said, just having fun and learning.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if it's not fun, then there's no point in doing it, really.
Oh yeah, then it feels more like a job. Then it's like, oh, then
Yeah.
I have to go do this. I don't want
Mhm.
that. I want. I do want to get better. Absolutely, of course, everybody does. But just don't overwhelm yourself. Uh,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Keep,
Yeah.
keep doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Um, do you have a favorite piece that you have painted?
A favorite piece? Actually, yeah, and that's the one of them that sold. Actually, yeah, I did a big yellow one. That was like my first own like real design, real composition, and I had to do the perspective and everything myself, and so I felt really proud to get that piece done, and then for someone to want it, and think it was awesome, that really felt good, so that was really one of my favorite ones. Well, I like everything I paint, to a point, I should say, because I'm usually a little negative on everything I do, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this looks good. All right, cool," But on to the
Mhm.
next one,
Mhm.
just try not to
Mhm.
focus too much on one thing, and on to the next. Not try to
Mhm.
worry about fixing something. You can come back later on and do it. Just go on to the next piece. That's my biggest thing I've
Mhm.
been told so far, is just keep going. Don't worry
Mhm.
about it. There's more to paint. But my last couple, though, I think actually, each newer one I do, I end up liking better than the last one. So
Mhm. Yeah.
actually, this is actually one of my favorites that I don't want to sell. This was my seventh painting. It was kind of when everything started to click for me, kind of like bushwise and stuff. So this is one of my favorite ones.
Pretty. It's
This
really
one's not for
pretty.
sale. This is kind of like a breakthrough piece. So that one I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna keep. That's like the only frame I have, so that's the only one that has a frame in it right now. But
Yeah.
that one there is definitely one of my favorites. And then I would say the last one I did was pretty cool. I had a lot of problems with it, but it came out pretty good
Mhm.
in the end. I forgot to put water lines and reflections and all kind of things in, but it ended up
Mhm.
working out all right.
Mhm.
But each newer one I do is usually I like something in it, and you know, painting's a painting. On to the
Mhm.
next.
Do
So
you
yeah,
have your first painting
I
still?
do. I do. Yeah, that one's not for sale either.
Now that we're doing show and tell.
Obviously not that good. And then actually my on 3 months later, I'm going to do a 3 month progression thing to see how far I've come in 3 months. So there's piece one. This was 3 months later. Obviously,
Damn.
still there's some problems with it. Yeah, I know, but that's all right. It's a big step in 3 months. That's what
Absolutely.
practice. All practice is done. All practice is for is make yourself better,
Mhm.
push yourself,
Mhm.
do things you're not
Mhm.
comfortable with. That was one of my big things, and actually, one of my in the yellow one that I did, my favorite one, was terrible with the script liner. So what did I do to do that? I packed a big tree right in the front with little branches, so it'd be the first thing you looked at, so it really
Mhm.
made you want to hunker down and practice it. So I mean, I sat down
Mhm.
and really painted thousands of branches. So that's
Mhm.
one way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think painting has changed your life?
Oh wow, pretty big actually so far. I was a little miserable there for a while. Just work was really wearing on me, stressing me out. And obviously having young kids, not sleeping. It's things just I needed something to do. And it that definitely pepped me up. It kind of has a good feel to it. I kind of feel like I can actually do something more worthwhile in my life. has a good feel to it. That's what I mean. It definitely changed the way I look at things outside, oh, look at that, look at the sky or the mountain, what I mean? I definitely look at everything differently now, literally from day one. So literally the first time I painted started changing my life instantly.
Has there been anything that has been sort of surprising to you that you just didn't expect coming into this?
Everything. Yeah. Everything. Like I said, I figured, I still think I suck, because they just started, so you just keep going at it, but yeah, it's everything. I had no expectations. I didn't expect to, like I said, I can't draw, but I wanted to try painting. I wanted to do it. And to be able to do what I've been able to do is I still walk out back and I'm like, no effing way I painted that, because I know myself. And even a lot of people I know, actually, what's funny is that was when I first started, my main goal, all I wanted, I didn't care how long it took, year, 2 years, 3, I didn't care. All I wanted was someone to say, no effing way you painted that. Well, the first painting I did, I went and showed my neighbor like 2, 3 in the morning, and that's the first words out of his mouth. And I felt like George Costanza in Seinfeld. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm done. So, that was pretty funny. So it was right off the bat, it was like had an instant change. It was like I accomplished my main goal literally in the first night. So I don't want to push anything too hard or make any irrational decisions. I just want to get better. It's all there is. Simple as that. All there is to it.
Yeah. Instead of a mic, you just drop the painting and walk out.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, it was pretty much it. It was pretty funny. And he looks at me like, what do they do? You know what I mean? I said, you don't understand. I was just talking to my one buddy as I finished it, and he was asking me what I was, how, I showed it to him. He's like, oh, it's really good. I said, well, that kind of, it sucks. He's like, I can't do that. And I was like, well, all right, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna go show my neighbor here, and I went out. I was telling him, I said, that's all I wanted for someone to say. It was, no way you painted that. And it was the first word out of his mouth. So he's like, what's so funny? So I told the story and everything, So yeah, that's all history now.
Yeah. It's cool seeing people that and being able to show them and then being like, you know what I mean? When it's something that you can do before.
They're always every time I paint my mud room out back. So anytime the light's on out there, my neighbors know I'm out there painting something, and they're expecting to see a painting in the morning on their phone, or something. So it's kind of cool. I'll get a message from the neighbor Bill here, and they'll be like, "Oh, do you have a newest masterpiece for me?" I said, "No, I didn't finish one last night. Maybe tonight." So they're always waiting to see the next one, which is pretty cool. They'll each have one in their house soon. So definitely, absolutely, be a nice gift for them.
Absolutely,
they've been real, big influence on me, telling me to keep going and hunker down and don't give up, and they really saw something in my work, and felt really cool, and they're not people to mess around and joke about things. They're really serious about it, and they've been a big influence on me, definitely, pushing me and telling me to keep going.
Yeah
Good
neighbors.
Oh, absolutely. Great neighbors. Yes.
Yeah. So I have a couple bonus questions for you.
Great.
I actually have a list of them, so I guess I'll have to decide what I want to ask you. Okay. Bonus question number 1. If you had to pack up and move to a different country, where would it be and why?
Oh my goodness. Anywhere where it's not hot. I really couldn't answer that because I've really never been anywhere. I don't travel much. I've been to Florida. I've been Pennsylvania, and furthest I've been west was Cleveland. So I really haven't been to many places. So there's probably so many cool places I don't even know about. But yeah, I don't like summertime. I don't like heat, and I work in the kitchen. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm just tired of sweating in 130 degrees every day. So anywhere that's not hot, that would be my place to go. If it's 60 degrees, 50 to 60 all year round, send me there. I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I think Antarctica, the land goes cheap there. You could look down there.
You guys in Minnesota are probably sick of snow. I'm sitting here in eastern Pennsylvania. We didn't get a single snowstorm all year. I think we got to like 2 inches all year, all summer, or all winter, I mean. Yeah, that's it. We had not one snowstorm. It sucked. I love snow. Yeah, roll your eyes. I know.
I think we got about 140 inches of snow this year. So if I see another snowflake anytime soon, I might go post.
There probably is. The thing is seeing it too much. I get it. I
Oh,
understand it.
God, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you could trade your talent with any other person's talent, whose would it be and why?
Another person's talent. I would have to say if I had to change a talent for someone else's talent, I was always a big fan of baseball. Got to be Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing. There is nothing better than that in sports. Maybe Nolan Ryan's fastball. I don't know, but I think Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing, that'd be nice time. Or Tiger Woods' golf game, actually. Early Tiger's golf game would be nice too. I like
Yeah.
golf, so that'd be interesting to have.
Turns out that Tiger Woods had game in a few different ways.
Oh, absolutely. That was a big part of his game. That's when his downfall came. When he stopped doing those things. That's when it all came down for him. Oh yeah, he played a lot of games for sure.
What perception of yourself do you want to portray?
I don't know. I guess just be humble. Enjoy what you're doing. Always keep learning. Don't put yourself up on a pedestal. Just be yourself. Enjoy what you're doing. People like your work. Keep doing it. Be happy and live life. That's it. I just don't want anyone to think anything special of me. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. If you like it, you like it. If not, it is what it is. If there's one thing actually being in the restaurant business has helped me with is criticism. Not everyone's going to like what you do. So I mean, I cook for hundreds of people a night. You're going to have one or two people that don't like what you're doing. So I mean, I've been doing that my whole life. So I mean, let's say something about one of my paintings, whatever. I'm used to it. So like water off a duck. So, but yeah, just be yourself and don't try to be anything you're not, and simple as that.
Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with everybody?
If you want to start oil painting, start oil painting. If it was your thought, do it. Like I said, I wish I would have been doing it a long time. I really do. So if it's something you thought about doing, or you think you can't do it, because I think anybody can do it. That's why I keep telling everyone I'm at work, or you can absolutely do it. It's if you want to do it, but if you don't want to do it, you either can or you can't. There's no gray area in between there. It's either you can do it or you can't.
And where can people find you if they want to connect with you?
I'm on Facebook right now. I have a painting page, Lorditch's Oil Landscapes, and Instagram, same thing, Lorditch's Oil Landscapes. And I did just broke down and got one of them ticky-tacky things. Lorditch's Oil Landscapes is Lorditch Oil Landscapes as well. So it's the only where I'm at so far. I do have a YouTube page from something years ago, and I just got switched over, but we're not that far yet. So I just changed the name of it. So we'll get there eventually. I'm in no hurry, but it will be coming soon. Absolutely.
Yeah. And do you plan to do videos or anything like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely like to. Yes. I'm actually going to start trying to do some lives here coming up. Everyone's been bugging me to do it. So we're going to venture that route a little bit. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's definitely something I want to get into for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we can all look forward to seeing you then down the road.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming on. It's been fun picking your brain.
Oh, awesome. Honored to be here. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. And down the road, you'll be back on, because I really want to see where this is going to go. So
awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Of course. Anytime you need me, I'm here.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dillon.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
I think that's it for our show, guys, today. If you guys have any questions or comments, put it in the comment section of the video, and we'll do our best to address them. Again, I'm Gabi, and this is Dillon. And until next time, make sure you guys find him. Find him on Facebook, like his page, and see where he goes with me. Until next time, I really do hope that you guys fall in love with oil painting just as much as we have. Bye, guys.
See ya.